What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Punk Rock Radar. Today, we are doing our top 5 Green Day songs in no particular order. I am joined by Dylan, aka Screeching Bottle Rocket from DyingScene.com. Dylan, how you doing today?
I'm awesome. Watch college football. Maybe watch your Blink 182 video to see if we have consensus on that album. And we get to talk about some of our favorite Green Day songs.
Yeah, and I think so Green Day is my favorite band. They're like 1A, 1B for you, right? Number 2, Less Than Jake, Green Day. So this was almost impossible for me. So we are going to do at least 2 of these. I think like probably 3. So like this is like the top 5, like off the top of my head. Dylan, is your list in any order, or are these just 5 songs you really enjoy?
The last song we're going to talk about on my list is my favorite Green Day song. But, I mean, aside from that, I think they're one of the few bands where the quality almost matches the quantity of their output, save for the last few records, obviously. But I mean, we could do 10 of these videos easily, and I would equally like most of the songs we talk about.
Yeah, I'm with you. So we'll get started here. I'll kick us off here, Dylan. My first song I'm gonna pick is the first Green Day song I ever heard, which is Basket Case off of Dookie. And I remember the first time I heard this song. I had used to stay like the summers with my uncle in East Orange, New Jersey, and he's always been into like rock alternative. So like when I was younger, we listened to a lot of like Iron Maiden and King Diamond, but then like, you know, in the 90s, alternative was king, and he's like, you got to check out this band Green Day. I'm like 7 or 8 years old when this came out, and it was like the first connection I really made with the band. Like, you know, when you're 7 or 8, you have tapes, or I guess nowadays you have playlists that you like. But this one, we ended up going to, I forget what record store it is, but he got me the tape that day because I was like, I want to hear more. I want to hear more, even like at 7 or 8. And Basket Case to me is like a near perfect pop punk song. It still, like, for me, holds up to this day. And without this song, there probably is no Punk Rock Radar. I mean, maybe not. But I don't know if it's now in 2023 top 5 favorite song, but I'm going to put it here because it's the first one I ever heard. I still love it, and was literally my introduction into punk rock, which I think a lot of people of my age may say the same thing. So, Dylan, thoughts on a Basket Case?
It could easily be on my list too.
Nice.
I kind of tried to be a little more avant-garde with my picks, so I didn't pick Basket Case. But yeah, this is one of the first music videos I can remember seeing. And before YouTube, Green Day, you could go on their website and watch all their music videos, and I would just watch Basket Case, Minority, you know, Waiting. I would watch all the music videos just on a loop for hours on greenday.com. And the Basket Case music video, especially, like, everything about just the visual matches the song so perfectly. It's one of the best music videos I think I've ever seen.
It's an amazing the colors and everything in there.
Yeah, how oversaturated it is.
It's awesome. So, guys, Dylan and I have 2 of the same songs on our list, and I don't like to do that, but I mean, Dylan's list is awesome, so I'm gonna let you get into your first one now. What do you got for us here?
First up for mine is one of the avant-garde picks, Castaway from Warning. Probably one of my least favorite Green Day albums, as far as everything pre-American Idiot goes, I would say. But I really like this song. I think it's one of the most like old school sounding on Warning. I really like that breakdown where it's just the bass and the drums and nothing else. And there's a talking about videos again. There's a really cool video of Green Day playing on some like island in New Zealand or something, and that's the only video I've seen of them playing this song. I really like songs that bands don't play live at all. I feel like they don't give it enough love, so I need to.
I'm glad you picked something off Warning. I feel like maybe a lot of people may come to this. So like with Green Day as my favorite band, like at first when Warning had come out, I was like, it was a hard album to really get into right away. I think it was 2000, and we're in like the middle of this pop punk boom. I'm in like dead set in my Fat Wreck Epitaph phase, and Green Day dropped Warning. It just wasn't the right time for me. But then I think it was like probably around the time American Idiot had come out. I was more like in tune with some like different sounding stuff. And this is my favorite song on here too, Dylan. I love the vocal melody in this song. It's one of those like that will just get stuck in your head. It's a great track. And this one, the more I listen to Warning, the more I appreciate it. And I think that if you are out there and you're watching this video and you're like, Warning is, I mean, granted, there's worse stuff than this now, but go back and listen to Warning. Like some of the melodies and songwriting is severely underrated on this one. So I'm glad it's represented. This, I don't know if it would be in my top 10, 15, but it's a great song. So I'm good with it. My next pick is going to be off of Dookie's successor, and I'm going Westbound Sign, which kind of is a companion track to 2000 Light Years Away. If you don't know, I think Billy Joe's girlfriend, then wife or whatever, she lived in like Minnesota somewhere, and 2000 Light Years Away was about their relationship during the time she lived there. And then this one is about when she actually moved to California. And Insomniac is another weird one. This is one I got, of course, when it came out in 95. And Insomniac as a whole doesn't have those Dookie style tracks where it's like a clear single, but as an album, like the whole thing just flows so cohesively. It just feels more complete. But from the time I got it, like from 1995 on, this has always been my favorite song on there. I've never really wavered, even though like the song itself is super simple. But I've always liked that chord progression in there, the bridge, everything about this is just another one that gets stuck in my head as a timeless Green Day song. So Dylan, I think you've got an Insomniac track eventually, but what are your thoughts on this one here, Westbound Sign?
Well, Insomniac is my favorite Green Day album. It slightly edges out Dookie, but definitely my favorite Green Day album. All the songs, for the most part, sound pretty samey.
Yes.
Obviously, there's Geek Stink Breath, and I was going to say Hitchin' a Ride, but that's not on this album. I would say, aside from Geek Stink Breath, most of the songs on this album sound pretty similar. But Westbound Sign would be in the top 5 on the album, for sure.
I'll take it. Top 5 is not bad.
Okay, it's my next pick is Scattered. Again, Nimrod, not really one of my favorite Green Day albums. There's a few songs that are like my favorite Green Day songs off the album, including this one, but as a whole, I don't really like the album that much. But Scattered, again, a very, almost like, sounds like it could have been on Dookie, really. I like the vocal melody a lot. The intro's really cool with that, like, fade in to that, like, really big drum hit. So, probably Nice Guys Finish Last is also really good. But this is one of my favorite songs on Nimrod.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, this is gonna happen. Spoiler alert again, but I absolutely had to have this song on here too. And unlike Dylan, Nimrod, I feel like when we did the Green Day tier list, I may have put it in A, but if we redid it, I would have Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod all together. I think that those three albums together, no band can touch that trilogy whatsoever. And I love Nimrod. This would be my number one by like a pretty clear margin, but I also seconds on there. Like, I think I never say it right. Hashinka, which is a leftover Dookie song that they put on here. And I like Worry Rock too. But yeah, I love Scattered. It's another one that's been my favorite song on the album since I first got it. So I'm going to slot it in here, Dylan. We're matched up.
All right, next is my normie Green Day fan pick, Welcome to Paradise. I love everything about this song. I think it was a single from the album, but it wasn't as big as Basket Case or Longview. So it's like the underdog of the Dookie singles, I would say. But yeah, just a badass song. It was on Kerplunk, obviously. I like this version better. It's a lot more well produced and fleshed out than the Kerplunk version. And I think it's also in a slightly lower key than Kerplunk. But yeah, just an awesome song. I love the breakdown in the middle of the song. You really can't go wrong with Welcome to Paradise.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about here. I try not to do this, but those of you who have been with the channel for a while, you may know this, but that little short intro, this is Punk Rock Radar, is just Welcome to Paradise with inverted chords. This intro riff made me want to pick up the guitar. It's just 3 chords, but it just
and then that drum fill.
It's incredible. Like, for a song to be so simple, but like it just sounds so unique. And like this, I don't know what to say about it any more than Dylan said, but just everything about it, just super aggressive, catchy. I just love it. I had to put it here. I didn't want to have one of the same as Dylan, let alone 2, but it's an all-time song. It's like top 10 all-time John's favorite songs, not only Green Day. So I'm leaving it there. So welcome to paradise. That's the last one that Dylan and I have together. So Dylan, what is your number 4 pick going to be?
All right. So as far back, the furthest back we ventured so far was Dookie. I'm going to go back to the debut album, 39 Smooth. We got I Was There. I like a ton of songs off this album. It doesn't sound like anything else Green Day did going forward. Obviously, it's the only one with John Kiffmeyer on drums. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But yeah, I mean, there's a few songs on here that I could have put on my list, but I went with I Was There. Like Welcome to Paradise, it has a really cool instrumental breakdown, bridge kind of thing halfway through the song, which I really like. I like the Husker Du kind of guitar parts on this song and on the whole album. And the chorus is also really good on this song.
I wish that... So, I mean, you guys are going to find this very soon, but I don't have any Kerplunk and I don't have any 1039 on my list. And it's not because I don't like those albums. It's just like when I sat down and I thought of songs that I'd listen to in 2023, it's just those weren't there. But from 1039, I've got pretty generic picks. Like I would pick Going to Pasalacqua and Paper Lanterns as my 2 favorites. I looked into the past and I want to recognize I was there. But before I do my last one, I didn't write down any honorable mentions. So now I guess I'll do those 2. And then one for the Razorbacks, 2,000 Light Years Away, and I'll do one from American Idiot. I'm gonna pick Holiday, which is my favorite song from American Idiot. But
Jar.
What is it?
Jar.
So, dude, I don't know what it is. Like, I think Jar is fine, but if you go on like Green Day Reddit, there's like a serious argument it's like the best Green Day song ever, and I think it's a good song, but I think it is what it is. I think it's a B-side. I wouldn't know. I don't think it's better than any song on Dookie or Insomniac. Is that a hot take?
Yes, I would say so.
I think it's good, but it's not one of my favorites. So Dylan, why don't you hit your honorable mentions too before we do our last ones?
Well, I can already see the comments like ribbing on us because we didn't pick any. I don't know what your last pick is. I didn't pick any American Idiot stuff.
No, me neither.
I mean, I don't think that album's aged incredibly well, but I'll say American Idiot was my first Green Day song I heard on the radio. So I would have to include that. Other than that, I mean, I don't really know. There's just so many fucking Green Day songs. It's hard to say.
All right. We don't really need, I guess, that many honorable mentions since we're doing a part 2.
Yeah.
I got I think, hot take. I don't have any from American Idiot, but I've got one from 21st Century Breakdown. I'm going Last of the American Girls, and this is a song that I wouldn't even consider it like in contention until when I did the Green Day tier list. It's going to be coming up on 2 years ago now. And I don't know, man. I just really, really like this song. And I'm not even a huge 21st Century Breakdown fan, but like I listen to this song all the time. It's just so catchy and so well written that I'm putting it up here with songs that I've loved for 20, 30, is it 30? No, not quite 30 years. For 25 plus years in some cases. I'm putting this one up there because I like it so much. So Dylan, when we did Green Day Guess the Song, you made a point to let us know that you like 21st Century Breakdown. As far as that goes, where would Last of the American Girls rank? And do you have anything else from there that you considered putting on your list?
Yeah, I would have ranked the title track over this as one of my favorites on the album. It's not bad. I like the power pop kind of elements, like the synthesizer stuff or whatever. I'm trying to remember, but the title track, Murder City, See the Light. There's a lot of songs I probably would have picked over this personally. But with that said, let's talk about my favorite Green Day song from Insomniac. I guess you could say this is another one that doesn't sound like the other stuff on Insomniac.
Yeah.
Walking Contradiction. And this is another one where the music video is really what drew me to the song. It's just such a fucking hilarious music video. I think it starts out with he like throws the stick in the kid's bike wheel and he just eats shit on the sidewalk. And then the police car like going off the ramp into the skyscraper, like it's just such an awesome video. But yeah, it's just a song about just being like a fuck up, like total jackass. Like I really likes this song a lot. This is my favorite Green Day song.
No problems with this. And I don't think there's a single bad song on Insomniac. So I'm good with it. When I was younger, this was probably like number 2 or 3 for me, for sure, on Insomniac. So I am curious, Dylan, like if American Idiot was your first one, do you remember what one you got right after that? Did you go like sequentially backwards down to Warning?
Dookie.
You got, okay.
I got all the CDs from FYE, but it was American Idiot and then Dookie and then everything else.
All right. Yeah, I mean, for me, I got Dookie first, obviously, and then I got Kerplunk on tape shortly after, like before Westbound Sign had come out, and then or not Westbound Sign, Insomniac, and then my uncle was in the BMG, I think, club, and he got me a copy of Insomniac for Christmas that year. I think it came out late 1995. But those were my first three, and then 1039 I didn't get till high school. I don't think I even knew it existed at the time. But
The more you talk about it, I do want to say I did hear Green Day at a very early age. I lived at my grandparents' house for a bit when I was growing up, and my uncle still lived at home, and he's the one who got me into punk music. So his whole room is, show posters and Green Day stuff and everything. So I was aware of Green Day at a very young age, but I was into like fucking like the Backstreet Boys and like Lil Bow Wow and all this NSYNC. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get Green Day and punk music for a while. Probably not until like middle school when I wanted to be like rebellious and lash out at my parents, I guess.
what? So was it American Idiot that flipped you?
Yeah, I mean that was when I was old enough to have my own agency to listen to music that was like inappropriate.
It's funny because I'm 10 years older than you, and Dookie and American Idiot are 10 years apart, right? And they had the same exact impact.
I would say it's my age range's Dookie is American Idiot. But yeah, I had a mini disc player and I downloaded a bunch of songs off of I think it was called Bear Share at the time, like a file sharing thing. So yeah, I had like American Idiot on a mini disc before I got the CD. But yeah, American Idiot, I would say, reintroduced Green Day to a whole new generation of fans.
I could be wrong. I am wrong, but like I've seen it said that like if like counting like iTunes or I feel like American Idiot sold more than Dookie, not physical. Like I don't know the exact statistic, but like overall it was a bigger album somehow. I don't know what statistic it is. It can't be physical sales. It wouldn't make any sense. But like I totally buy into what you're saying. It's a great point. And look, we both ended up in the same spot. So that's gonna do it. I don't have it here. I meant to show you guys, but Making Friends pre-order is live right now. You can go to punkrockradar.com and grab one. Making Friends is a skate punk band from the UK. If you like Lagwagon, Fat Wreck style, super fast music, go check it out. I will leave a link down below for you to pick it up and check out the band. So that is my last thing I'm going to say. Of course, join the Discord, which will be the link down below. But Dylan, anything cool coming up on your end, Record Radar, anything at Dying Scene we should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, I mean, there always is. But I want to say I pre-ordered the Making Friends record on the black and white splatter variant, which in my opinion is the superior variant. And I'm an expert on these matters, so you have to trust my opinion. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the record. You sent me the download of it, and I listened to it, but it's been a while. So I'm excited to listen to it again all the way through when I get the record in the mail.
I'm hoping that it makes your album of the year list, because I feel like I can't put albums I worked on in my list at the end, because I'll lose any credibility that people think I have will go out the window. But
it's a pretty safe bet, yeah. It's the kind of shit I listen to.
It would 100% be like no bias, whatever. It would be on my. I mean, the EPs made it to my list 2 years ago, so I just want to put that out there. But that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. There will more than likely be another one at some point. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, blah blah blah. That stuff helps people find the channel. And with that said, we will see you all next time.
And let us know what your favorite Green Day songs are.
Good point. All right.